We're gonna wait for us. It looks like his internet's slow, but we are live. We're back,
Hello,
people.
everyone.
Welcome. We had to take a piss break.
There's been some developments.
Some developments here in Baltimore because Nate Wiggins, you are a Baltimore Raven, brother.
Come on down.
Out of Clemson, first round pick. I thought for a second that Cooper was going to be that guy, but Ravens wanted a true corner that's probably not going to move to safety.
Yeah, my gut has been Wiggins this whole time. It was almost honestly like just hope that we'd get him, that he'd
Mm,
fall. But the way the board sort of broke down, like, and as the offensive tackles were coming off the board
yeah.
and defensive tackles, and then the Chiefs moved up to get Worthy, it's like it's gonna happen. Now, not only are we gonna get Wiggins, we have our choice of who we want to get. And they still went with Wiggins, which shows you just how much where he was on their board, clearly. And it's a guy that ran a 4.2 at the combine. It's a guy that was clutch in big moments. I think they showed the highlight of him knocking the ball out the goal line against
Mm-hmm.
the lineup, but then there was the ACC championship game the year before we had a pick six to end the game. So it's like this guy is clutch. He's got the body, he's got the speed to match up against some of the AFC elites.
Yeah. Ross.
No, yeah. That, who? I thought for sure they were going Cooper. Seemed like history was about to be made and fun. But I to be fair, I just personally just learned about Wiggins today.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's probably because he's been mocked, I guess, earlier drafts, not even in our territory. So
Yeah.
I saw much people talking about him. Obviously, that could be because tackle was a big pushing point for the Ravens a lot. So a lot of the cornerbacks sort of disappeared.
Yeah.
I mean, Cooper showed up just because, I mean, history, and Kool-Aid's is from Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously when the corner started dropping, like, what's happening here? And like you said, as soon as the pick was there on the clock, the pick was in. I said they probably couldn't run faster.
Yeah.
And that pick is like, oh, okay, we know, we got it. Cool, thanks everyone for thanks thanks Buffalo, you bat.
Well,
Yeah.
and Buffalo just took a wide receiver. I think they knew they probably had that conversation with Kansas City, and Kansas City was like, "We want Worthy," and Buffalo's like, "All right, cool, we'll trade
Yeah.
back. Get our guy. You can ensure yourself
Oh,
Worthy."
well, no, Bills are not picking in this round anymore.
Whoa.
Oh,
Bills are picking in the first pick of the second round.
they traded with Carolina.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's wild.
That's
So
developing.
once
Oh, so
I
the
mean,
49
they want a
49ers.
wide receiver. The choices are there. I guess they just don't want to have to deal with a fifth year option.
I tell you, the only player faster than Wiggins in the entire NFL draft was Worthy. Like
Wow.
the Ravens prioritize speed and that kind of you're kind of
Yeah.
seeing the way that the Ravens defense is speed. It's the ability to go toe to toe with a Worthy and a Hollywood in the AFC Championship game. It's the ability to go toe to toe with Tyreek Hill in Miami,
Yeah.
and Stephon Diggs in Houston. Like I think you're kind of seeing what they're Chase in the Bengals and then Pickens and the Steelers. Like it's guys that they're not getting beat deep ever again after what happened a couple of years ago.
Yeah. The game's evolving and the Ravens are finally updating. I mean, again, we all remember what happened when Jamar Chase totally torched Marlon
Mhm.
Humphrey. The Ravens will not allow that again. And I think you're going to see this in just how they draft this weekend. I think they'll pick up another DB. It won't hurt. They got to build that room. It's desolate right now. No, this is a great pick. I think this is a very, very smart pick. I know I was crying for O line, but again, like we talked about early in the last broadcast, if you haven't watched that, by the way, go back and watch it. It's an hour and a half, just great content. But nonetheless, that we know how to develop mid to late round offensive linemen, and that's just the bottom line. We got our guy. We got someone who's going to learn from Marlon, who's going to probably eventually replace him altogether. So I'm here for it. Outside corner, hell yeah.
And I think it's one of those situations where the Ravens got a need and they got best player available.
Mm-hmm.
same time, I think that's ultimately the best situation possible for the Ravens. And
Yeah.
it's why they can slam in there opposite of Marlon Humphrey, learn from Marlon Humphrey. You've got Stevens, you've got Hamilton and Williams. You've got a great secondary. The secondary is there, and it's positioned to allow a guy like Wiggins to grow in this
Yeah.
defense. And the pressure is really not going to be on him as much, but in a year or two, he's going to turn into that elite number one because that's what you are when you're drafted in the first round. The
Yeah.
pressure is on you, but he's coming from a big time program in Death Valley. I don't think the limelight's going to be too big for him.
No. What is he, 180 pounds? I saw.
He's a big corner. I feel like it's a solid guy. To run a 4.8. A 2.8 rather.
Yeah.
That's fast.
Yeah, no, I really like this pick. Where do we go from here?
173 pounds.
173? I remember when I was that small. For a long time ago.
So what? They pick at the end of the second round?
Yeah.
That will be pick. Let's I believe. Let me double check.
That's best available, right? But
Mhm.
I think that may end up being a wide receiver or an offensive lineman just because that's the need. But I can see them going.
Yeah, I mean they pick obviously 30th pick of the second round, so I think it's like 62.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
60, yeah. I mean, they can make some.
If you want to look at it, I mean, offensive tackle. There's still Blake Fisher from Notre Dame, Roger Reidenstein from Washington, Kingsley Simaya from BYU.
Yeah.
And like I said, a lot of people he's early on have been mocking Patrick Paul out of Houston. He's obviously still there.
Can I
Wide
say
receiver, I can see a run start a wide receiver early in the second.
Jordan, what were you saying?
just regarding Wiggins real quick. He had 16 picks, two of which came against
Wiggins.
Drake May, who went what 3-4 overall to the Patriots, and then he also was top 5 in the NCAA in yards allowed. So
Damn.
he just did it all, and I think that's setting the tone for what Ross is calling a really good number 2 day.
Yeah, I this is
Wide receiver just went to Carolina.
wow.
That's from what I've been hearing a lot. That actually could be a decent pick because I think a lot of people are saying he might be like DK Metcalf.
He's big as shit. Jesus Christ.
And he's South Carolina, gets to go to Carolina.
Yeah. He's staying home essentially.
He's from South Carolina.
That's awesome. That's an awesome pick. And the Panthers really want to. I mean, again, the Panthers need to build that team down there. Jesus.
Bill's guaranteed taking a wide receiver tomorrow. 1-2-1.
Bills, yeah.
I feel for the Bills fans.
And they got the choice of Mitchell, McCockley, and Coleman.
They went to bed salty as fuck.
I don't
someone's going to the table right now in Buffalo.
They can't. The fans definitely because they're like, yeah, we can get any wide receiver we want. Wait, we traded with Kansas City, the team that beats us all the time, to let them get another speedster, and then we're back on the clock. We're gonna get a wide receiver here at the end of. We're not. I'm glad we stayed up to almost midnight.
Yeah, after trading away Stephon Diggs, who's arguably the best receiver in the NFL, to replace him with a receiver in the second round,
that's weird.
Bad taste in your mouth. The window was already shutting. I feel like now it's boom. Any receiver you take now is going.
The lucky part about it is they're in the AFC East.
Yeah.
Outside
a
of
lot of the people they can take now, a lot of people are thinking we're first wide receivers. Yeah. The only thing is they don't get the 5th-year option, and maybe they know they have to build more places elsewhere.
Yeah. I'll say this: outside the Patriots, the Jets are getting Rodgers back, obviously.
Yeah,
and they're going to be a little bit tougher. Defense is much better. They had another top-round pick this year, and the Dolphins are obviously a playoff team. So honestly, the Bills can't F around and find out because they're going to find out.
No, definitely. I lost my main camera. I'm in
Um,
definition.
not the
Sucks.
Bills definitely took a weird strategy in this draft.
Yeah.
I
But I mean,
mean,
I
they
give the
basically
Ravens.
are they basically have to hit on all these picks they are gaining
They do. Yeah.
Yeah.
to make it look smart. Because right now,
Y'all
Josh
look.
Allen's probably like, what the hell, guys?
Yeah.
You traded away my wide receiver. Didn't
I'm Josh Allen.
didn't
I'm
get,
asking for a fucking trade.
didn't get a first round pick from him, and then you don't draft. You have multiple chances to draft wide receivers, and just like, nah, including giving one to Kansas City.
Yeah. If I'm Josh Allen, I want out. Get me out of here. It's too fucking cold. I don't have a receiver. The coach seems incompetent at times. I'm out. get get him. He can go to the NFC. Shit. Oh man. Well, that does it for night one, guys. Any last thoughts? Any last words?
I think the Ravens will end up getting an A+ in the draft
Mhm.
recap tomorrow on all the newspapers we read. And because they were the only team that seemed to just sit still and get the player there that they wanted to really get. And I think all the interviews that happened tonight, the feedback from the coaches is probably happening right now.
Yeah.
It's going to reflect the fact that they got a guy they've been coveting all winter long.
Yeah.
And finally get him in the house and get that defensive piece and really solidify a defense that now really is just needing like an edge rusher. Like
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I'm over the moon. And there's a lot of picks left.
It
Just
feels great. Ross?
in typical EDC fashions, I think we can definitely say it's a trend now. He does not move a lot in this
Insane.
first round. I mean, granted, as hopefully we keep getting farther and farther down where there's not much option to go back unless you're out of it right away because you're picking 32. But he will definitely pick in the first round, and he will not jump if he sees falling. He will sit there. He's done that the past 2 years, and we've had defensive backs just play like, hey, here you go. Like they said on ESPN, the rich get richer. We
Yeah.
get a cornerback that should have been top 20 probably. Now he gets to learn from Humphrey, Stevenson development. And there's still plenty of offensive linemen. They're just
Mhm.
that are going to be there around 30.
Yeah.
That said, we develop them. We don't have to reach. We don't reach. But I see trading tomorrow possibly. It's the second round, maybe. Second round because this is when first round talent is slipping to the top of the second round.
Yeah.
We've done
That's
it before, and that's not out of the realm. We did it with Ojabo.
yeah. No, I think this is super smart on the Ravens' behalf. Super, super smart. Again, they got a true corner. They need a corner. They need a solid corner that's going to eventually become their number one. A guy that can attack the outside. And yeah, what a blessing. God, that play is nasty. I'm just watching a highlight, just him catching the ball up and running it in. That's sick. That strip is nasty.
Oh,
Yeah.
here
But
comes
no.
here comes.
First cornerback in the first round by the Ravens since Marlon Humphrey.
Yep.
Marlon was great for us, all pro Marlowe. So, hey, history repeat itself, baby. Who knows?
For it.
But that does it for our draft coverage so far. We will probably be back Sunday or Monday. One of those days, we'll figure it out to do a full recap. Follow us on Twitter. We'll be recapping a lot over Twitter at Charm City _Media. If you look at Ross's little name tag right there. But yeah, no. Wiggins, you are a Raven, and I am excited to see if he actually keeps number 2 because that's an open number right now.